Hey guys, welcome back to releasethecraftin. Priscilla here with another edition of Moz and the Scratic. It is my month-long scrap busting ephemera making challenge. It's such a mouthful and I've been saying it so easily up until now, until I started overthinking it. It's hosted by me, Priscilla, here at Release the Craftin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's another day. It's actually day 18, to be precise. The prompt today is photograph. And we're gonna do something with photographs. And for those of you who are betting, and you've put all your bets in, and you bet that I was going to use a Daguerreotype, you are right. That is absolutely what I'm going to do today. But as far as our scraps go, I'm going to use the scraps from yesterday and use up these. Well, not all. Some. A couple. Two, probably. Because I'm not trying to mass make. I keep telling myself that, then I find myself making multiples and then wanting to make multiples of the multiples and being like, stop yourself. So I have this wing stamp set, which is pretty cool. I think I got it on AliExpress. It says one sheet insect, butterfly, dragonfly, clear stamps for DIY scrapbooking, insect wings, silicone stamp seals, transparent stamps. So yeah, it feels like a AliExpress title. Try that. But yeah, it's got moth wings. It's also got beetles, and then beetle wings, and little bug bodies, which is great. This is a cool stamp set. I love it. But we're going to stamp out some moth wings. I'm going to start with these plainer ones. These ones I think will pass as moths. I don't know what they are. This is definitely a moth wing. These are more butterfly coated, so yeah. I'm just going to go with these for now. And I guess I'm going to find out if this ink is waterproof. Because usually I would stamp this out in archival for what I'm about to do. But, here I am. Not doing that. Wow. Oh, that stamped out nice. Might as well do it twice. Okay. A little bit obsessed. Here we go. Alright. I will say I'm still loving this new desk, but what I have learned is that my floor is uneven on this part of my living room. Did you guys know that apartment rooms would become uneven with their floors? I didn't know that. There's a big old dip where this desk is, and so now it rocks, and I don't know how to fix it, because I tried to do, like, the little adjustments for the feet, but, like, my hand is dumb, and then I can't hold up the desk because it's heavy with this hand either. So I can only hold it up with my left hand, because that's my strong hand now. Scary movie for life. So I have to hold it up with this hand, and then I'm trying to, like, turn the little feet, and, like, I got it to turn, but, like, not enough to make a difference. So now I just have a bunch of cardboard underneath, because I could do that with this hand combination. I could manage that. And it evened out the surface, because before, like, stuff was just rolling off of it. I was like, that's not going to work for what we have planned here for sure. So at least stuff's not rolling anymore, but I don't know how to fix the dent in my floor without having to call, like, for maintenance to come in. And I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I hate when people come in my house. So, like, I don't call maintenance unless there's, like, an emergency, or I stack up a bunch of things, like, all together, and then I'm like, okay, come fix everything at once, so that this way you're not here multiple days, because, oh, I can't stand it. But also, these apartments suck. So, I don't, like, expect them to fix things, because they suck. And they usually come and go, oh, that's your fault. And I go, no, it's not. It's this old-ass apartment's fault. And then I have to argue with them about who's responsible, which is goofy. I did not have to do that with our old management, but now we have new property management, and they're like, yeah, but if you break it, you have to pay for it. And I'm like, I've lived in this unit for so long. It is reasonable to argue that this is the natural wear and tear, so therefore, you're paying for it. Also, I'm not paying for a shitty apartment. You got me fucked up. All that aside, yeah, it'll be a minute before I'm like, hey, can you come fix my floor? So until then, we're just gonna have to deal with the fact that when I press on this surface, it rocks the table. So getting what we need together. Where's my other pencil cup? Oh, it's way over here now. Oh my gosh, that was more loud and violent than I anticipated it would be. Okay, I'll put it back later. Or maybe I'll just let it float around too. I don't know. I'm still getting used to this new setup. So, we're going to use this. This is crushed olive. I think that's a good moth color. And a rusty hinge is a good one. Ooh, and scattered straw would be good. Moths are yellow. I think that's good. Do I need more than that? Just gather twigs. Okay, yeah, a brown wouldn't hurt. So let's see. I got my little water brush. We're just gonna get these activated and then find out if this is waterproof. Hey, looking good. I'm not worried about being particularly neat because I'm going to cut these out. I do just want them to have a color though. I'm not doing more black and white stuff. That was a rough process. It was frustrating because I had a very clear idea of what I wanted and it just like came further and further away from that idea as time went on. Crushed olive is more yellow than I realized. I guess. You know what I mean? Doesn't that look like super yellow? What do you guys think? I imagined it would be like a slightly greener color, like a jar of green olives. That's what I'm imagining. And I don't think the inside of green olives are this color either. Where did this color come from, Tim? Where did this color come from? Good question. Should the other one be the yellow then? Let's see. Oh, the slightly different tone yellow? Yeah. I mean, I like this color. I do like scattered straw. But it's also reading orange. Granted, I've had these little tiny minis for a very long time, so who's to say like what's happening in there as far as like the color goes? I don't know. These did not stretch in the way that I hoped. Oh, there we go. That's much better. Okay, okay. So yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to make these perfect because I'm going to cut them out. I just want them to be a color. And then we'll get a nice rusty hinge going. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. That's beautiful. Ooh, did you guys hear that? It sounds like my neighbor's body slammed the wall. That's what it sounds like. Is that what happened? I don't know. What I will tell you, since we're talking about my neighbors, is that my downstairs neighbors will turn on music when they are either fighting or having carnal knowledge of each other. And it's not doing them any favors. That's how thin all the walls are. It's just a lot of loud music on top of the noises that they're already making, which is fun. It's fun for me because I live here. Oh, and I have been told I have to tell the story of how I think that my downstairs neighbor is running a nursery, like, daycare slash cat house. I'm not going to explain what a cat house is, so feel free to look it up, but I'm telling you it's not a house of cats. I'm going to tell you that much. Or a house made of cats, or a house with cats. That is not the type of cat that I am talking about here. But For a while, especially over the summertime, they had like kids galore, like just coming in and out at all times. And even like on the weekends and stuff, I'll hear the kids like playing outside and stuff like that. So I know that there are kids there, but I don't see them like all the time. Like, not enough to be like, oh, children live here. Because I live in a one-bedroom apartment, and all the units in this little block are one-bedroom apartments. So there's definitely not space to have a bunch of children. And then the rules for the apartment complex are that you can have 2 people in a one-bedroom. And it's like you can only have up to 4 people in a 2-bedroom. So, like, that includes children, according to the lease. Now, I don't know if they, like, go in and do a head count and check everybody's children and all that stuff, like how often they do that or how much they uphold that. I don't know. I don't care in particular. But I'm just saying, those are the rules as far as I know them. So I don't think the children are theirs. Also, I see a lady who comes down there and hangs out with her all the time, the lady who does live there. And, like, she leaves with the children, so I'm like, okay, so them your kids, or like what's going on here? Do I want to get crazy? Maybe? Do I have the color range to get crazy in these minis? Oh, I have a forest moss. I have 2 forest moss. I should do inventory of these. Is this... That one's been used. Oh, this one looks fairly new. Oh, maybe that's why I have 2. Yeah, that's why. Okay. Well, I guess we're getting crazy. But I don't have, like, another yellow. I have blues, lilacs, more browns, lots of browns. Ooh! Now that's gonna go over top of scattered straw, you crazy. F it, we ball. So yeah, so all of this to say is that I know of children, you can probably hear them right now. They do not stay there. They don't live there. And, okay. What's this like? No, that's too bright for what we got going on. Now I'm just making a mess. That's very bright, but I think it's gonna work. Call me crazy. So yeah, so they don't stay there. They leave with this lady. And then, in the evening, and particularly over the course of the weekend, there are all these cars that pull up. And so one time, I was like, waiting for my ride to come get me. Oh, I should be a little bit more precise if I'm going to paint on top. I was waiting for my ride to come get me, so I was like sitting on the stairs, just like chilling and waiting. And while I was waiting, this giant like Escalade pulls up, and the guy comes out, and this lady who lives downstairs, the one who I see watching the children and doing that kind of stuff, she comes out in an entire like lace onesie like dress, where I was like, oh, well, that leaves little to nothing to the imagination. And I'm not like one to judge anything that people are wearing. Like, I feel people should be like free to wear whatever the heck they want to wear, you know, freedom of expression and all that. So like I wasn't judging what she was wearing, but I was like, oh wow, what an interesting choice you've made. Because, like, you know, I see her usually just taking care of children, so I was like, huh, okay. I overpainted here. Fix that. Oh, I did it on this side too. Wow. Happy accidents. So yeah, so she came out in this little lace dress, and I was like, all right, go off, you know, like, get it. And the guy, the weird guy who was driving this freaking Escalade, comes over and high fives me, which I was like, okay, but I'm like just socially awkward enough to not have adequate responses for that. So I just high fived him and then immediately applied sanitizer to my hands, because I am also a big germaphobe. And spent most of my time being like, why did you lift up your hand, you fucking weirdo? Because I could have just been rude about it, but something in my brain was like, high five. So yeah, that was like my inner people pleaser coming back to life to be like, oh no, don't leave him hanging. That's rude, and it's gonna make this weird situation weirder. Um, so yeah, after that strange encounter, he he goes back inside to her place, right? And I'm like, okay, all right, like this is her hookup, her date or whatever. But there was another man in a car across the street who was like watching this whole interaction go down. And then once she went inside, he drove away. And I was like, weird. But then like my ride came, so I left. And then I have seen this happen several times since then with this particular like guy in this Escalade and then this car that sits across the street to like watch what's going down. So I was like, oh, okay, this is strange and getting stranger as time goes on. And then after a while I was like, okay, maybe it's just like she's got like a boyfriend and it's not like her John over here waiting, to get into the house and see her in this little lace outfit, which is definitely what I think like a sex worker would wear. Again, go off because like I couldn't pull it off. But I was like, okay, like maybe this is what's happening. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a dude that she knows, and you're like thinking way too into this because Law and Order has rotted your brain, specifically SVU. But then other cars started coming, and she would come out in different outfits to like meet these guys. And I would see them like going to toss the trash out or whatever like that, but I would see the same car parked across the street like watching everything go down, and then it would drive away once she would like let them inside the apartment. So after a while I was like, is this her man? Like, because she has a man, because there is a man that lives downstairs as well with her. So I was like, is this her man, like who's watching her have these hookups for money? Possibly. Is he her like manager? For lack of another term I don't want to get like dinged too bad on YouTube for. And all this. Oh, I'm going to use Rusty Hinge. Of course, that's brilliant, Priscilla. Oh, that would work great on Scattered Straw. Where is it? I was really thinking about it. So yeah, so it's a daycare till the sun goes down, and then in the evening it's a different kind of daycare. It's a night care. It's a cat house. Don't do it directly on your pad. Save the integrity of your pad. And so yeah, that's what's going on in my neighborhood. Am I going to report it to somebody? No, I am not a snitch. Also, it's none of my damn business. And on top of that, like, however people choose to make their money, if it's not harming anybody, it doesn't harm me directly. So that is where I am staying. I am also trying to not observe more than I have already. In fact, I'm trying to disappear into the ether and never acknowledge that this is happening right underneath my nose ever again. Because it doesn't have anything to do with me. And I'm okay with that. But yeah, that's what's happening in my ghetto. Because I do live in the ghetto. When I moved here about 15 years ago, people were all like shocked that I lived in this part of town because they were like, oh, it's such a ghetto. And I was like, what do you mean it's so nice? Because like I lived in Vegas before, and I have lived in places that would definitely be described as the ghetto in a way that I'm like, yeah, that's not like a positive. Like it's bad out here. Like we're not doing good over here on this part of town. But when I moved here, I was like, oh, it's so nice. Like the people are nice, the area is nice, like it's all clean, and I don't see anything shady going on. And then like over time, it just sort of rapidly devolved into the ghetto. And I was like, oh. So then I learned the history of this area, which is that it basically was like a really nice like place, and then it got like sort of taken over and became the local ghetto, and everybody was like, this part of town is the bad part of town, and they sort of let it go. But then it got a little bit cleaned up, but a little bit gentrified, and it's not even that gentrified, to be honest. Like we're talking like gentrified 40 years ago, like 30-40 years ago. And essentially what happened was they cleaned up the town a bit, and they cleaned up this area, so it became a little bit of a nicer neighborhood. It's still a low-income neighborhood, but it became a nicer, like, neighborhood, so it wasn't nearly as bad as before. That's kind of too cool to just leave like that, huh? So yeah, so when I moved in, it had actually been cleaned up quite a bit, because when people would come by, they'd be like, oh, I don't know if I can give you a ride over to your house because it's so, like, you know, it's so ghetto where you live. And I'd be like, it's really not. And then they would drive over and be like, oh wow, everything's so nice, it looks so much better than before, like, oh my god, like, they really cleaned this place up. And I'd be like, okay, well, yeah, rest assured, I would not drag you into the most dangerous neighborhood in the city. And yeah, they cleaned it up. But then after a while, especially when we got like a huge influx of Californians here, I'm gonna have to dry these. Hold on. Okay, so like what happened was, as like more people from California and the West and stuff moved over here, especially like the big corporations and stuff moved over this way to Austin, and started getting like a huge influx of people moving to the city. They started gentrifying downtown and like the east side, which is actually the side that people recognize to be more of a dangerous place to live. That all got super gentrified, and so what was happening was that the unhoused population got moved up, as well as like people got priced out of those neighborhoods, so they moved up this way too. So then over time, very gradually but also very quickly, in like regards to how time is, because I've only lived here for 15 years, this will be my 16th. In the course of that time, this neighborhood then became le ghetto once more. And I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, now I do live in the ghetto. Like, when people told me it was like the ghetto before, I was like, no, you're foolish. Nothing bad happens here. And now I'm like, oh, I don't go out at night. I don't go out at night, and if I see a bunch of guys on the sidewalk, I avoid them, and I cross to the other side. And sometimes when I want to walk out of my apartment gates, I can't, because there's a man sleeping in front of the gate. And I am a very brave person, but I am not that brave. And yeah, also not that stupid. So, you know, yeah, now I live in the ghetto again. Which is like, okay, great, yeah, no, I should probably move. But I will say, it does lend to some interesting stories. And some fun things. And I think the fun thing too is that my neighbor has been the same, my across neighbor has been the same since I moved in. The man has actually lived here longer than I have. And he doesn't talk much, but when he talks, he says some weird random stuff. He's a very strange man. In fact, I just found out that my boss used to work with him at the hospital when she was a nurse in residence at that hospital. And she told me she thought he was strange then too. So I was like, oh, okay, so it's not just me thinking this man is strange. But at any rate, the things that he does talk about is like how much the neighborhood has changed. And he's like, yeah, you can't do anything here anymore because it's not the same it was before. And I'm like, oh yeah, you are right. You really can't. If you're not doing it before the sun sets, you really can't do anything in this neighborhood. All that to be said, I'm fine here. I have lived in low-income neighborhoods my entire life, so I'm not, like, concerned. I'm just like, okay, well, I guess we won't take any nighttime walks. Like, to be fair. Although, I will say one time, I went to go wait for, like, an Uber, and for whatever reason, the Uber guy, like, would not come in the gates for my apartment. He was just being, like, stubborn. Like, he was just like, no, I don't want to drive inside. And I was like, I don't want to walk over there to you because it's the middle of the night. But I did because I wanted to leave. I wanted to go out. So I started to walk up to the front gate, realized I forgot my glasses. So, like, by the time I got to the little mailboxes, I was like, you don't have your glasses. So I turned around and I went back to my apartment to go get my glasses, and then I walked back to the mailboxes. And by this time, I've, been back and forth in front of the mailboxes twice, okay? And the security guard who had been parked in front of the mailboxes when I first walked by was like, what are you doing? What are you up to? Like, what's going on? What's your business? And I was like, first of all, I know you did not get out of this car so that you could harass me for walking past the mailboxes. And second of all, I do not have time to engage with you. I'm trying to catch my Uber. So, like, I just kept walking because, like, what authority does the security guard have? None. None whatsoever. Especially one who's normally on his phone and only occasionally does drive-bys of the neighborhood. I was like, you need to go have like a freaking seat. Go back in your car. Keep scrolling on TikTok or something. Like, you need to leave me alone. This is not the most suspicious activity that you have possibly ever seen. And if it has been, like, and this is concerning to you, you need a different job. Because I have only walked past here 2 times. What am I canvassing? The mailbox? Like, come on, be for real. That's really the only, like, weird interaction I've had at night. It's just, like, there are enough strange people out on the streets here at night that I'm like, you know, I don't need to be out there with them. I don't. So if I do have to leave my house after dark, I do, like, now tell the Uber, like, I am not going to walk up to the gate to meet you. You need to come inside. That's why I gave you the code. Because, yeah, I'm not walking through this place. Especially with a weirdo security guard who thinks it's strange to walk back and forth something twice, like, past something twice. I don't even know how many of these I'm going to need. I'm making more of these than I'm going to probably need for this, but oh well. This was supposed to be like a fast little thing, because I told you guys I was going to try to make faster crafts. So I was like, you're going to do this. It's going to be like a 30-minute thing. And we're 30 minutes in, and I haven't finished the first part of what is supposed to be the very simple thing. So, it's looking good. It's looking good. Though I will say having a funky wrist has definitely impacted how fast I can fussy cut, and it's very annoying. It's very annoying. And I think I am going to get those little, I don't know, pump action scissors and see if that helps. Because, yeah, my thumb is not on the same page with me anymore for now, for the time being. And at the rate that my doctor moves, we're going to be doing this for a minute. So, yeah. I love it. What else can I talk about? I had no plans to talk about anything, and here I am talking about my weird-ass neighborhood. So, here's what I want to do. I want to emboss these with the triple thick because it's clear, and it's the only reason, no other reason. I'm not going to crack them or do anything fancy. It's just that I only have a little bit of clear left. Okay, so come over here and get these all inked up with a nice layer, and then we'll get them embossed because I want them to be glossy. That's essentially what I want. It's just a nice glossy shiny wing. Which I guess it was worth it to take the time to paint them in 2 colors to give them some depth for what we're doing here. It would have been a little bit flat, I think, if they were just the 1 color. So yeah, good job, past Priscilla. Oh my gosh. So this week, like I was telling you guys, when I went to the hospital, by the time I got home, I was, tired and exhausted. And the first thing I have to do when I get home from the hospital, because I go frequently, is take like a decontamination shower. I have to take like the hottest shower possible to get the hospital funk off of me. And make sure that I'm not like tracking home any diseases. Like I quarantine my clothing and everything because I'm like that kind of germ phobic. Like... I do not want to bring home any diseases. And when I was at the hospital, there was this lady, and I felt bad for her. I felt really bad for her because she was coughing, and it sounded so painful. But she was open-mouth coughing, you guys, and I was like, I need you to get a mask on or something. Put your hand in front of your face. Put your face into your shirt. Like anything to keep you from projectile coughing, whatever is making you cough in the first place, into the atmosphere. So I kept shooting her dirty looks because I was like, how much of an asshole would I be if I was like, hey, I see that you're going through something, but could you cover your fucking mouth? But I didn't. Okay, I was very proud of myself for not doing that. I just kept shooting her dirty looks, which was probably not the better solution, to be fair. It was probably not the most compassionate solution, but I was doing my best with what I had. I didn't feel well either, so I'm going to chalk it up to that. But because she was there, open mouth coughing into the atmosphere, I was like, I'm not catching whatever she has, because I am an asthmatic, so like I definitely don't want a lung thing. So yeah, I showered extra long to make sure that I wasn't going to pick that up. So by the time I got done with all that, I was like, okay, and you're also starving? Because I went right after work, hadn't had dinner, and I was like, what do I do? So then I opened up the fridge, and lo and behold, you guys, in there, not in the fridge, in the freezer, was a freaking blizzard from Dairy Queen that I got the other day when we went at lunch. I brought it home because I'm a weirdo, but we went at lunchtime to get it, and I got like a fries because that's all I get from Dairy Queen. I'm a vegetarian, so I got a fries and a blizzard, and I only ate my fries. I never ate my blizzard, so I took the blizzard home after work and stuck it in the freezer and was like, eat this later when you feel like having ice cream, and I forgot all about it. So I was so like beat down and like over it when I got out of the hospital, and I opened up the freezer and just saw this like blizzard in the freezer right in front of me, and was like, the angels were singing, the choir had opened up, you know, the heavens had like spread open, and we're like, ah, and I was like, yes, this is it, we're gonna eat this freaking blizzard and feel better about spending the entire time in the hospital. Yeah. It was divine. That's all I can say. It was exactly what I needed. Or what I wanted, probably. What my heart needed, not what my body needed. But it definitely hit the spot. So girl dinner won, once again. And past me was real generous to future me because I was so thankful. So when I heat this up, I don't have a turn off the sound feature. So avert your ears. I don't know what to tell you. Ah. Heat it up from the bottom. Okay, Ah! I might have to do this twice. I don't know why I turned it off. I have more to do. Okay, so this one I have to fix because I blew off all of the powder. And probably this one too. I don't know what it was with these brown ones. And maybe this one. But the rest came out fine. I also somehow still managed to get embossing powder everywhere, so hooray! Ooh, look at that. The entire butterfly's worth. Okay, before I brush that anywhere, let me just see if I can't get some more ink on these and fix this. Freaking silly. Okay. I don't know why I put this up like I was done. I like forgot for a minute that I was using the thicker one that you have to like heat from underneath, otherwise it all just blows away. So yeah, I just heated it like normal embossing powder and then watched it jump off in droves. So my mistake. Okay, and I want to get what's on here off and salvage some of the mess I made. One more time. Dang it. I just flicked off more. Okay. Alright. Too close. Ah! I'll fix it. Oh, look, it's sucked into the thing because I overheated it. Okay. Well, I didn't say I needed all of these. I'll fix this one at a later time. I don't want to spend all my time fussing around with embossing powder. Oh, did it done this one too? What the heck is going on with this brown one? I really like it, but it's not making the cut. Okay, get out of here. Ugh, awful texture. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is put this over here for now until I remember to fix those for something different. Not you. Right color, wrong thing. Here we go. So I want to ink up the edges with this wax. I wanted to have a gilded edge. So yeah, what I was thinking about while I was heating everything up was what to talk about next. And I will say, while I was at the hospital, I was a little bit delighted, but I also found it to be very surreal of an experience, to see that, like, I know this because I work in a a medical adjacent industry, that there's a lot of bureaucracy in the healthcare system. I think as an American, we know this, with like insurances and stuff like that, but it was just sort of interesting to see, because while I was in the hospital, was literally when I was getting an EKG done, they were like talking about how they had to go to this training, and this was in the evening, right? So this is like the second shift and third shift nurses coming in, and they had to go to a training for some new thing that they were putting on the building because the hospital is undergoing a remodel, and the nurses were all like offended at the idea that they had to go, but then also more offended that they had to go right then, like at that evening. They had to go before the next day, and they were like, but I also work tomorrow, so why can't I go tomorrow when we're not like busy? Because it was like really busy in the ER that night. And one of the nurses was like, okay, I'm going to the training. And she gets up and then she takes another nurse to go with her. Because, of course, you need your buddy to go with you to meetings. Because, like, I don't want to go to a meeting without my work buddy, too. So she's, like, taking her work buddy with her. And then the nurse who was, like, helping me was like, wait, what? And so she's, like, looking around. And the other nurse that she had been talking to were like, wait, everybody's going? So it's just going to be the two of us now? And they were so, like, confused and upset. And then, like, the nurse that I'm assuming was the supervisor was like, wait, who's going? And then they were like, yeah, these two just left. And then they said that these other two nurses were supposed to go too, which means if they all go, it's just going to be the two of us. And the supervisor was like, no, F that. You guys are staying right here. I'm going to go find them and tell them they're also staying right here. And she, like, walked away and she came back. And sure enough, these two other nurses showed up and started helping people do, like, swabs and take blood work and stuff. And they were like, yeah, I didn't want to go anyways. And I was like, you know, it's kind of refreshing and calming to see that, like, the same bureaucracy that happens, like, in my office happens here. But also it's upsetting to know that this is, like, shit that nurses have to deal with. Like, this is the bureaucracy they have to put up with. Because they're, like, literally in the middle of, like, a busy ER night, having to help all these people having an emergency, and they have to get up and leave to go to a training. Like, that's somehow more important than helping the people that are in the ER. Oh, this is paint. Okay, that's something to take care of later. I guess I didn't get every surface when I was wiping up the splatter paint. So I will come back to that. So we're going to get these little mini guys out again. Mini daguerreotypes. And it doesn't really matter which ones. For the sake of salvaging my wrist, though, I am going to use my knife because that is the fastest way for me. And we're going to use these photographs to finally get to the prompt. We're, what, 40 minutes in? And you guys are going to be sick. You've probably already seen the title, so you know what I'm making. You're going to be sick that it took this long to get to that point. Yeah, heck it, why not? I like this lady too. Beep, come on. And then, what's a good one? I mean, they're all good, but, like, good. You know what I mean? Huh. That's genuine. Ooh, this one's good. I really don't have time to be, like, particular about stuff. And yet somehow I have made time. Ooh, this one too. Yes. How many do I have? 6? Because the 2 brown ones are doing their own thing. Look how my printer cut this off. That's rude. Okay. Ooh, I did just get paid, which means that I did make an impulse purchase, because that is what every paycheck is marked with in my life. The purchase that I chose to make, it's 4, was for tickets to go watch a concert in the movie theater, which I've never done before. So I'm actually kind of really looking forward to it, because I don't know what to expect. And, yeah, ooh, both of these. I don't know what to expect. I've never done it before, but it's actually kind of interesting because in addition to all of my weird random music tastes, I have a very random, eclectic sort of mix of music that I like. So I can't really, like, give you a genre. If I had to pick one, I'd say, like, oh, I like rock music. But if my, like, YouTube music is anything to go by and its annual wrap-up, I'm actually really into alternative because that's what it tells me every year, is that that's my biggest genre. And it's not even regular alternative, guys. It's folk alternative because I'm a weirdo. So, yeah, it's one of those things where, like, I grew up on, like, punk music and being into, like, really into, like, heavy metal and punk rock. And then I got into, like, ska for a while. I had a big ska phase. Grew out of that, kind of. And then got back into, like, just regular rock music. Was really into that for a long bit. And then, I don't know, I hit my, like, mid-20s and was like, I'm gonna listen to whatever the fuck I want to listen to, which became an eclectic mix of, like, musicals, Disney music, metal covers of Disney music and musical songs, and whatchamadoodle, that's what I listen to a lot, and then a bunch of witchy music, which is where the alternative comes in, and specifically the alternative folk comes in, as I listen to a lot of witchy music. I still listen to a lot of rock music. It's just not my top genre. It's usually like second or third, when I get my little yearly wrapped up little review of the music I listen to. So yeah, all that to say is, out of left field comes K-pop, and it's not all K-pop. It's actually only a select few, and among the select few, my favorite is Stray Kids. And I have wanted to go to a Stray Kids concert for a while, but I also recognize that as of a person who is over 35, I am not the demographic for Stray Kids, and I don't want to be associated with the demographic for Stray Kids, which is what really puts me off going to one of their concerts, is I don't want to be in the middle of a crowd of, like, teenagers, and early 20-year-olds being like a nearly 40-year-old woman going, "Woo, I love these boys." Like, I don't want to do that. That's weird. Especially because I just like the music. Look at how funky I cut this one. Man, I was ready to get off that page. So yeah, so like that stopped me from buying the tickets, but I really want to go see them because I like their music a lot, you know. So I was like, how do I do this? How can I go to one of these concerts but not be like in the mix of all the teenagers? And they don't do, like, you know, they're such a large band now that, like, they don't do smaller shows in smaller venues where I could be like, oh, I can go be at the bar with the adults, while the younger kids, like, stay closer to the stage. I can't do that because they don't play small venues like that. So what I have found is, via the magic of advertising, because I am very suggestible, I was the target demographic for that. They were like, you can come watch the concert in the theater. And I was like, you got me. And so I have another friend who's into K-pop, so we will be going to do that in a couple weeks here. I already bought our tickets because I was like, I'm not gonna miss this. I'm not missing this. This is like a follow-up, I guess, to the conversation that we had about just doing things. Okay, component number 2 complete. Oh, my legs. Okay, wait. Well, we're making our little clusters of scrap lace. So I've got my little bag here of little lacy bits. And we'll just make a couple of quick little lace clusters. And maybe get rid of some of this stuff. Do I want a green? I mean, maybe. I don't hate it. Looking specifically for the scrappiest pieces in here. That's a sparkly piece. Why not? Oh, we have more of that shiny fabric, but I don't know if that'll work for this. Oh, that's the same. How come I have so many strips? Who knows? Oh, these are nice. I'll cut some stuff out of that. How many pieces do I need? I guess this is a good starting point, I say, as I continue to dig for more scrappy bits. Ooh, this burlap is nice, though. Okay, we'll make that the base. Ugh. We'll start here, and then we'll go from there. So I have 6 pieces. So I need a base Well, you don't need a base. I want a base because it's this cool burlap. Not that you'll probably see it by the time I'm done, but you know. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm going to see Stray Kids. I'm trying to see a bunch of stuff and do stuff this year. And be more active socially. I did get my tickets for the Austin Witch Fest, which I'm excited for. It'll be my, I don't know, however many years they've been doing it. That's how many years I've been going. So it'll be that for me. I should stop using my fussy cutting scissors for that. Where are my big scissors? Oh. Okay, got little platforms to work with. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I just threw it on the ground. Oh, it's that shiny piece. No. So, oh, my nose itches. This might be dusty. Yeah. So I got my tickets for that too. So I got that all locked down. Going to that. Excited. And then, I got a concert already planned out. And something else is supposed to happen later on this year that I was supposed to get tickets for, but I haven't. Thinking. I don't know what it was, and I hope I remember. So I'm being very random with this because I'm trying not to be precious with these things. I want to get them used. And don't worry, we're going to make them nicer. So right now, I want to get a couple pieces together that we can call a base. For our little cluster guys. And then, oh, that's good too. No. You go there. 1, 2. It's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Nope, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 3. These ones. They don't have to match. That's a weird peculiarity of my own coming through. Oh, I have more of this. Okay. This is all coffee dyed. And I coffee dyed all of this in the same batch. And you can kind of see, like, based on, like, what materials. If it's, like, synthetic or rayon or polyester or whatever. Like, they all took to the coffee dye differently. Which is just so fascinating. If I had gotten these from like a source and I could be like, oh, these are cotton and this is acted this way and blah 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 blah, I would tell you guys. But I didn't. I got them all in random thrifts and stuff like that. So, and mostly from April, so who knows. I like these little medallion pieces. Kind of want to just like cut those out and make them frame our photo a little bit. I don't know. Oh yeah, I think it's small enough to work. Let's see. What else do I have planned this year? I don't know. I guess that's all I have planned so far. One of my friends did ask me what I wanted to do for my birthday, and I was like, you are crazy. Because my birthday isn't until August. And I don't even like to make plans like a week in advance, you know, because who knows how I'm going to feel next week. Let alone like plans 8 months in advance. I was like, that's too far ahead to make plans. Like that's goofy. You're being goofy right now. And I know I just listed a bunch of plans that I have weeks in advance, but like plans to do an event is different than like plans to hang out with friends. You know what I mean? That's different than like, what are you going to do for your birthday party? And I was really confused because he was like, what are you going to do for the big day? And I was like, what big day? What are you talking about? I'm like, who knows? I don't know. I want to keep cutting these out, so we're going to get a different piece in the mix. Maybe a little bits of this. The safety pin that was in this batch is still in there. It all still smells good. It smells like coffee and vanilla because that's what I mixed into it. Okay, so let's start with these and then see what we got. So like this, and like those. Maybe these. Put these in the middle. Like a little sunburst cluster. Where's my staple? I moved it because it kept falling. There we go. Don't worry. This is just to hold it together. I'm going to come back and glue it. But I don't like to chase stuff around. Especially because you can see the burlap is like curling. I don't want to fight like the elements while also trying to stick glue down. So we got this. And a little bit of that. And you can go with this. And you can go with that. There's another one. Didn't I cut 3? 1, 2. Okay, I did. Okay. And the burlap doesn't have to be in the back. It can also be in the front. And I kind of actually like that. So let's see what we can do. And then we'll do that again. This one only has 2 pieces. Well, we have to remedy that. I also didn't use this shiny stuff at all. And you know why? Because I don't like it. That's why. What's in here already? Let's see. Will this rip? Because I would like it a lot better if it did. Haha. Okay. Let's see. Let's figure. Okay. That's 4. If you had only made 3, you wouldn't still be doing this. Just my own worst enemy. And that's okay. Alright. And the last one. Ooh, okay, we got a long piece here. Maybe we're off to the side-ish. And then just get prepared to be useful. I don't know why I thought that was going to work. No. Anyways, this will still work better than being the opposite direction. I did see Lori at PewDiePie Designs. I don't know. She probably knows this because she does nail stuff. But Fabri-Tac is an acetone base glue, so you can thin it out with a little bit of acetone. I saw her like squeezing the life out of her bottle to get the last little bit out, which like girl same because it's expensive. And I'm not wasting it. But if your Fabri-Tac goes thick, you can add just like a little tiny bit, not like a ton, of acetone to your little bottle and give it like a good proper shake or a stir with like something that you can toss out, like a, well, you know, like a wooden coffee stirrer or something, and it will in fact become more liquid for you to use again, kind of like adding a little bit of water to like Elmer's glue to thin it out, kind of like that. That's how acetone works on Fabri-Tac. And my fingers are gonna get disgusting. And I don't think I need a ton of glue, because like that staple's gonna go a long way to like hold everything together for you. But I just don't want like all the pieces independently flopping around and doing crazy stuff, you know? So I'm just trying to get like a little thin bit of glue in there. I am gonna get a paper towel though, because oh, that's gonna be a sensory nightmare. But also, I don't want to get a bunch of glue on these nails because I learned the hard way that they just dissolve when you apply a little bit of acetone to them. They are press-ons, and they just go bleh when you attempt to wipe off super glue with acetone. So, you know, just girly things. Having to become chemists in order to, like, do stuff. I feel like that's also the same thing for, like, when we're crafters. We have to put on a bunch of different hats and be like, not only am I a crafter, but I'm also a social media marketing agent. Which I am not. That is not my calling. I am not good at that kind of stuff. I need a social media manager is what I need. I need someone to just like post my stuff for me. Like I'll just send you photos and you post and do the cross promotions, and I'll pay you a cut of what I profit off of. Because I hate doing it. I hate making reels. I hate posting stuff like that. I forget to post stuff to my Instagram all the time. And then by the time I think about posting it, I've already like mailed the book away, where I'm like, oh, if you had done the thing, you could have posted that. And I've already like been like, goodbye. Because I just want to make stuff. But what other hats do we wear? Video editor, sound designer, cinematographer, if you're on YouTube, photographer, if you are not. a lot of crafty hats to, you know, see where the butter's made, I guess. This is upside down, I just realized. It doesn't matter. It's still gonna work for what we got going on here. This is right side up. That's how it's supposed to look. Why did I put it back straight up and down? But I guess like product tester, quality control specialist, archivist, because I'm keeping all this stuff in my own personal archive, storage manager. Stop doing that. I need like one of those things. I saw somebody had it. It wasn't a cup, but it was like a cup. But it was like specifically they had like this thing for Fabri-Tac. Okay, don't worry about it later. Where, whatchamacallit, like they could store their bottle upside down without it becoming like a big disgusting gloopy mess. And I don't know what it was, but it was like a holster. And then she would pull it out and it'd be ready to go because it would already be like angled down. It was like for holding glue. But she used it specifically for Fabri-Tac, and I was like, oh, it's brilliant. And I never asked like where she had got it from. But man, I wish I had it. Because I would love it if my Fabri-Tac was always ready to go. But then also, I guess that's a double-edged sword, because I've definitely had some days where my Fabri-Tac was ready to go, and then I opened the lid and it went everywhere, and it was a big old mess, and I was upset. So, yeah. I think, Fabri-Tac Wrangler should also be on my list of job descriptions. Oh, there it goes. Just chewing it up. Alright. It's okay, these are cheap anyways, for a reason. So, it's fine. Oh, is that going to bother me forever? Perhaps. I don't have time for it to bother me forever, though. So, we got our things. We got our photographs. I guess decide on an orientation you like. No. Okay. So like that. Oh, excuse me. And we're going to get them a wing. A little gilded wing to go in there. I like it. I like it a lot. And then maybe we'll get some stuff to go on top. Maybe some words or something. But yes, I like this. Glue it down. Make it happen. Why did you tilt this back up the right way? Okay. It's fine. Give it a good press. Make sure we get some contact in there. Brilliant. I love it. Stop putting this the right side up. Oh my god. Okay, okay. Press. Oh, I didn't want Fabri-Tac on my my little compression glove here. Ooh, the sun just went down so fast. Okay, I gotta think about dinner too. It's still a work night. Cannot be here forever. And I gotta think about what I'm doing for tomorrow's prompt. What's on my little idea ticket here? What is tomorrow's prompt? That's a good question. Tomorrow is muffin. Oh, okay. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Ha 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 ha. I know what I'm doing. Oh, I didn't put glue down there. Hopefully it's enough. Just glue on my fingers. I hate it. These came out good. I like them. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed like crafting along with me here. I don't know how enjoyable this one was. I don't know how enjoyable any of these are, to be honest. I find them to be weird. But then you guys keep telling me you like hanging out and crafting with me, so like that's good. I like that. It's nice. It's reassuring because to me it's a very awkward enterprise. And something I only recently got more comfortable with doing like my craft with me videos on Patreon, because I get to be a little bit more loose over there, so I don't have to worry so much about like offending a general audience, because like I kind of figure if you're there you like me enough to be there. So you know you'll be prepared for all of my idiosyncrasies and stuff like that. That's what you're there for. So yeah, I got a lot more comfortable doing them on Patreon, which made it easier to come here and do them, because I was like, oh, you have done these. You can do this. It is possible to get up here and talk for an hour by yourself to people and wait for their feedback several days or weeks later, depending on when you post the video. So I will be thankful to the experience of Patreon for allowing me to have the ability to do these videos, because I don't think I would have been able to do nearly as many as I've done for you guys. It is a strange experience for me. I'd much rather go back and do voiceovers or very short videos. If I have to do like long form, non-sped up videos, I prefer them to be short form and focused. But these have no focus, so then I am all over the place. I really like this. I wish I made more of these green wings, because I really like how the green pops, but I also like the orangey rusty colors too. Those came out nice. I think they just need like a little word, maybe, and like a little label action, perhaps. Was this the new package? It is the new package. Oh, dang it. Hold on. Okay, yeah, that took me a good minute to find. So I made a cup of tea, which I'm definitely going to drink right now. And actually had to go turn on the heating pad for Nico again, because she was like, Mother, it is cold, despite what you keep telling yourself. And it's not cold. It's like 50 degrees. Don't worry, I turned off the air. I said I did. It's just like when I come home, I like there to be a particular temperature. So even when it's cold out, I'm like, all right, drop it to this temperature and then we're fine. But I keep it warmer for her because she's old. She's got old bones. But when I'm home, there's nobody to hit the... When I'm not home, there's nobody to hit the little heating pad button for her. So I leave it warmer when I'm gone so that she's not iced out when I come home, or before I come home. But then when I come home, I'm like, sorry, the heating pad is on. You do have access to warmth. It does need to be a little bit cooler in here, because I am a polar bear. So, yeah, so she is warm and toasty on her little heating pad blankie. And I did turn it off because we did hit temperature equilibrium. And it is cold enough outside that it's not gonna... I don't need to run it all night to stay at that temperature like I would if it was hot. But, as I have been informed, I keep my house very cold. I only have actually one friend who also likes it to be cold. So, like, all my other friends are, like, warm-blooded creatures. Meanwhile, I'm like, it's so hot, and I am dying, and I will die if we're not at 65 degrees. All my other friends are warm-blooded, and they're like, 80 degrees, and I'm like, get away from me, you psycho. So, so far, I've only had one friend come to my house and be like, yeah, this is fine. The rest are like, no, I hate this, and it's awful, and I'm freezing, and I want to go. Which is good, because like I told you guys, I don't like people in my house. So, maybe this is part of the plan. Is to freeze people so they don't come into my house. I don't know how many of these I'll need, but, like, I don't see the point in inking them up individually to then come back and be like, ooh, one more. One more. And in fact, honestly, I think with that new pack, I might just sit down and ink all of the edges one day on everything and just avoid having to, like, wait for this process to go through. Because this is tedious. It's so tedious. It's definitely worth it. I love the way it looks. But, like, as far as trying to wrap up this video goes, this is not how you wrap up a video. But like I said, I don't want to keep coming back. So we'll do 2 more pieces, and then we'll just hope that this is enough for what I have planned. And then I grabbed up my little word strips, too, and I think I'm going to use the grungy words, which, I guess I will remind you guys is a reward on Patreon. That's where these words came from. So if you were looking for them, they are not in the shop. They're on my Patreon. What am I saying? But I think those are the words I'm going to use. I'm not sure, but I think they'll fit for what we got going on here. If not, I'll probably use the clippings. But let's see. So, some space so I can use my brain and my eyes. And then we're just going to go for it. I'm not trying to do anything super crazy, but I would like these to have just a little bit more visual interest than they already do. You did a good job gluing this down. Yeah. So I'm going to work within the dimensions of the layers we have here to give ourselves some depth to our little photo array here. Which means like hitting different platforms of lace. And try not to be super particular. That's glued. Don't leave it alone. I say, I'm not going to be super particular, and then I go, be immediately particular. Just jerk. This one feels like it needs one more. Fine. And we're just gonna go by vibes. Okay. That's too big. I guess I shouldn't be afraid to like change direction either. Ugh, allergies, I can feel them coming back in. Back into my body. We are getting another weather change, so that's probably what's happening. What a tumultuous time. I usually don't get super sick this time of year, although I did talk about it before. I will probably have a turnaround by February and be, I mean, I get sick this time of year. I don't get sick with allergies this time of year because I usually clear up in the winter for me. But I'll probably have a turnaround by February. Especially if the temperature picks like a mode, I will have a turnaround. For sure. Ooh, I like these. It doesn't matter. Gosh. And even out a bit, at least until the spring comes. Because, like, I think once it starts to, like, get up into the 90s is when, like, the allergies start getting bad for me. Here, at least. I really gotta move. I really gotta move. This state is trying to actively kill me all the time. And I've never lived in a place like this before that's been, like, so bad for me. I don't know how else to, like, describe it. That's good. But Texas is really trying to take me out, guys. And I'm getting tired. Can you tell? As my voice starts to drop to a nice bedroom whisper. I am getting tired. But I did do a full day of work before this, so I think it's fair. Fair to be tired. This definitely needs one more. Triangle guy, square guy. Perfect. And then this one. Do they need words? I'm beginning to feel like they don't. The more that we go. Let's see. Let's find out together. If that's the case. see. Stick. And where are you gonna go, my friend? Weird that that turned out to be exactly enough. Okay, let me just see with my eyes, as opposed to my elbows. So these are too big. I can already tell you. Although, I do like the word, these are too big. So, I think the bottom words are slightly smaller, but still probably too big. So let me get a clippings. I do have the Halloween ones, but I've been using the regular clippings this whole time. I guess they're just going with the vibes better than Halloween would, which is weird. I think I'd be all like, let's make it creepy. Oh, that's so sad. I saw Never Meant to Last, and then I looked to see which one we had, and it's this mother and, like, daughter little baby combo. That would be so sad. I'm not doing that. That's too sad. A Memory to Hold would be really sweet, though. Okay, let me... Ooh, okay, yeah. 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 we gotta. How can I not? How can I put a product out there without a word on it? Me, the word person. I didn't think of myself as the word person, but according to somebody, I am the word person. I have good words. Even though, as we all know, words are really hard. A memory to hold. Now it's sweet. Now it's precious. I could not do a sad one. So let's see. Oh no, they're all sad. I just saw this grandma and her, like, her daughter, and then it was Before You Say Goodnight. And I think I'm gonna do that one, because it's sad, but it's, like, bittersweet. And not depressing like the other ones. But, aw. Why are they all sad? Is this page just the sad page? What the heck? Maybe I'm just, like, in a sad mood. Maybe I need to go watch something sad. It's just the vibes. Before You Say Goodnight. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm okay with it crumpling up my photograph. It doesn't have to be flat. In fact, I do like that. So let's see. While he was gone. They're all sad. Taken from the past. Literally, it's becoming a game on how to avoid the sad ones, because, man, this page is full of sad. Do I change pages and look for something different? No. No, why would I do that? That's so foolish. Taken from the past. Look at this photograph. Let's see. Oh, it's really long. Because Thoughts That Whisper to My Heart does sound pretty neat. Pick something. From the heart. We picked. Sorry guys, I really did mean to make this video shorter. I thought if I did it live, it would be not that long. I really thought. Because we're just making lace clusters, so why would it take me an hour and a half? I ask the universe, who has cursed me with this speed. Oh, this is cute too. It's like a brother and sister. We will be neighbors is kind of cute. Oh, this one. Make good. Because we are all good. She was good and we are good. And that's all I'm going to say on this channel. But if you are on my Instagram, you already know. Be good. There we go. And the last one. Well, we got experienced workman. Well, what story does that tell? The others told stories. Brave and handsome. He gives like young prince vibes. I don't know. That could be the story that we're telling in this one. Okay. Brave and handsome. Ta-da! So I'm going to clean up. We're going to come back for close-ups. Okay, so I did not wash the glue off my fingers. I am seeing now in the camera. But look how cute this is! I love it. I love our little gilded mothwing. You guys can see the little gold bits here. These little scrappy bits of like stuff you would find in an attic. Little fiber chunk. Oh, I love it. I love it. We have these little clusters and like great little tag toppers or like little page or pocket embellishments. That was cool. This is so precious. Oh, I got glue up here. Fix it later. Oh, I'll fix it now. Look at that. It came out so nice. Aw, love these. Aw, I'm very happy with how these came out. I also found all the sprays and stuff that I put onto the side so I could spray up this lace and give it some more textures and colors. I'm not going to do that now. Now I'm done. Now the video is over. Here's all of our pieces. But I was like, ah, man. Because they were behind my basket. I didn't see them. But yeah, that's it. That's everything we made. So yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow on the next edition of Moz and the Scratic. Make sure you check out the playlist in the description box below. See what everybody else is making. And until then, guys, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate your faces. Happy crafting and goodbye.